Before we continue this ceremony, let's us present you the traditional dancing from Lampung. Please enjoy. Okay, I hope you enjoy our present about traditional dancing of Lampung. Next, let's listen to welcome speech who will be delivered by the chairman of this seminar. I'd like to invite Ibu Dr. Faurani Isanti Sengagerda MSc. Screen is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Yan Aditya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Tabi Pun.
Ya pun.
Praise be to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, Lord of the universe, ruler and creator of all things in the universe, destroyer and all oppressor and hope for the oppressed, for enabling to us to meet together in this international seminar. Salawat and greetings may be brought out of the noble Lord of Muslims, Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and his household, his companions, and his faithful followers to the end of time. The Honorable of L2 Dikti Region, Head of L2 Dikti Region 2 Palembang, and the Honorable Rector of IB Dharmajaya Lampung, Indonesia, the Honorable of Chancellor from University in L2 Dikti Lampung area, and the Honorable Keynote Speaker from Xinjiang University, Taiwan, Professor Meng Wan Li, the Honorable Keynote Speaker from University of Economics and Law, Dr. Li Huan Shu, and the Honorable Keynote Speaker from University Technology Malaysia, Dr. Masli Binti Masron, and the Honorable Keynote Speaker from IB Dharmajaya, Dr. Handoyo. And of course, the Honorable and proud of all participants of the International Seminar, the second Global Conference on Technology, Innovation, and Information System. Thank you very much for attending this morning at the second Global Conference on Technology, Innovation, and Information System. And this activity is an activity that has been carried out routinely and has entered in the second year of the implementation since last year. Where the purpose of this grand activity is to serve as a forum for sharing information, as well as a forum for the dissemination of research results and publication of scientific activity for all the academic community, researchers, and various institutions, and of course for the policymakers. As the chairman of the community, I would like to thank you very much and appreciate to L2 Dikti, especially to the head of the L2 Dikti, Professor Ishak Iskandar, Rector of IB Dharmajaya, Dr. Haji Firmansyah, IA, MBA, MSc, and the academic community of IB Dharmajaya Lampung, and who have supported the organization of this activity for the second time. At the same time, I also would like to express my gratitude and high appreciation of the all international committee who have worked hard in preparing in this seminar well. And do not forget to also thank all the participants and presenters at this seminar. In the same time, the theme of this international seminar is Shaping the Future of Technology Governance, Blockchain, and Digital Asset. The objective of this seminar to share of the information and knowledge related to the technological development, especially in the use of blockchain and digital development, which are quite massive and fastly recently. As for blockchain and big data application technology, it is undeniable that it has become part of human activity and has even become a necessity in industrial development. Not only that, in the technology industry, but also in various other industries such as business, education, health, defense, social, banking, communication, information, tourism, marketing, and so on. Therefore, with this seminar, this is it's necessary to have a forum for exchanging ideas between academics, both from within the country and of course in the world. We believe that the advancements of technology and science cannot be separate from the role, collaboration, and discussion between various communities in the both same and multidisciplinary fields. Therefore, the role of science is that it's hope that science will not only be able to facilitate human activities, but also assist human in making an efficient and appropriate policy. Therefore, at this conference, we hope to get a lot of new and important information and knowledge. On behalf of the entire committee, we hope that this conference can be beneficial for all. That's my remarks. I close with wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much to Ibu for the speech. And the next session is a welcome speech that will be delivered by Director of Institute of Informatics and Business Dharma Jaya, Dr. Insinyur Firmansyah YA MBA MSc, and also it opens this conference to Bapak. Screen is yours.
Thank you, Didit. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma warzuqni fahma. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning and my warmest greetings for the participants, ladies and gentlemen. Tapi pun.
Ya pun.
Alhamdulillah, nahmaduhu wa nusallimu ala rasulihil karim, amma ba'd. The Honorable Director of Research and Technology for the Ministry of Research, Technology and Higher Education, the Honorable Head of the Higher Education Service Institute for the Southern Sumatra or LLDIKTI, Region 2 Palembang, the Honorable Chairman of the Alfian Husin Foundation, the Honorable Chairman of the Board of Trustees of Alfian Husin Foundation, the Honorable Vice Rectors, Deans, and Academicians of IB Dharma Jaya, the Honorable Keynote Speakers and Presenters of this conference, and the Honorable Participants and invited guests. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, at this conference, our praise and gratitude is raised and for Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for the mercy and guidance upon us so that we are able to meet today. We are also grateful that we are successfully able to gather in this virtual Zoom of the agenda, the second Global Conference on Technology, Innovation and Information System, or GCOTIIS, with the topic Shaping the Future of Technology Governance, Blockchain and Digital Assets. Salawat and greetings are for our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. For his salvation, we look forward to in the Yom of Al Qiyamah. Amin. Ya Rabbal Alamin. Allow me to thank the speakers and presenters of the second Global Conference on Technology, Innovation and Information System, or GCOTIIS, with the topic Shaping the Future of Technology Governance, Blockchain and Digital Assets. They are Professor Dr. Meng Huang Li from Chengxiu University, Taiwan, Associate Professor Dr. Maslin binti Masrom from University Technology Malaysia, Dr. Le Huan Shu from University of Economic and Law Vietnam, and also Dr. Handoyo Widinugroho, Eskom MTI, Head of Information System Study Program IB Dharma Jaya, and the whole committee who have provided support for the implementation of this conference. I personally also thank the chairman of the Alfian Husin Foundation, who has provided support so that this conference run well. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know blockchain is the latest technology that enables to decentralize and secure storage and information transfer. It can be a powerful tool for doing and tracking transactions. It can also minimize friction, reduce corruption, increase trust, and empower users in all areas. Since the invention of blockchain technology in 1991, in fact, it is used to store and secure digital data. Blockchain is also an open ledger that can be accessed by many parties at once. One of the main benefits is to record information, so it is not difficult to change or manipulate because of the legal consent of all involved parties. IBM explains that each new record becomes a block with a unique identifier hash. Linking blocks into a chain of records forms a blockchain. In addition, blockchain in daily life can help in the verification and traceability of multi-step transactions. It requires verification and traceability. It can provide secure transactions, reduce compliance costs, and speed up data transfer processing. Blockchain technology can help with contract management and auditing the origin of a product. It can also be used on voting platforms and manage titles and deeds. This signifies that the future of blockchain is very much needed in people's daily lives. Thus, the key in building a digital ecosystem of Industrial Revolution 4.0 is the connecting point. How to connect the networks between academics, business, community, finance, government, and media, and collaboration among education or academics in conducting research. It also creates a new innovations, thus creating a strong network to build a solid technology. For this reason, universities as input providers in the academic field for various sectors must prepare themselves to face what we call today an era of leaps and bounds with digital technology. However, they must be supported by the government role in preparing regulations. I emphasize that we must make changes quickly to the digital unless the university will be left far behind. Ladies and gentlemen, Institute of Informatic and Business Dharma Jaya, as one of the universities with the basic for intellectual activity and expected to be the driver in technology development in Lampung and Indonesia in general. IB Dharma Jaya is committed to improve the quality of research, especially in the era of technology disruption 4.0, and we are ready to face the era of society 5.0. The improving quality of research and innovation development is able to achieve by developing science and technology. Therefore, the standard of living in Indonesia and global competition is also able to improve and also able to encourage such development. A system that can stimulate technological development is needed to protect the intellectual property rights of research results. Our beloved participants, I personally really hope that this second Global Conference on Technology, Innovation, and Information System presents the communication and discussion between academics and stakeholders related to the development of strategic models for innovation in the era of disruption, brings the research results from the academic community and other research from worldwide, and provides an understanding of this recent technology disruption and its impact into the life. Finally, congratulations for successfully organizing the second Global Conference on Technology, Innovation, and Information System with the topic Shaping the Future of Technology Governance, Blockchain, and Digital Assets. Hopefully, that we produce from this conference can be implemented and become something beneficial for the welfare of the community. With Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I open this conference. Hopefully that the produce from this conference can once again be implemented and become something beneficial for the welfare of the community. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much to Bapak for the warming speech and also open this conference. Finally, we are in closing sessions. Then let's close this opening ceremony by reciting lafaz hamdalah together. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Ladies and gentlemen, the opening ceremony has been already done. Thank you very much for your kind attentions, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Lepas pandangan ke depan, gugusan pulau-pulau di lautan, luas membentang ciptaan Tuhan, anugerah yang indah bagi semesta.
Hutan rimba sawah dan pegunungan tak pernah lelah beri kehidupan. Ragam budaya bergenggaman tangan, penuh pesona raih kejayaan. Lampung, the treasure of Sumatera, pesona indah harus selalu dijaga. Lampung, the treasure of Sumatera, bersama kita pariwisata berjaya. Lampung, the treasure of Sumatera. Lampung, the treasure of Sumatera. Hutan rimba sawah dan pegunungan
Tak pernah lelah beri kehidupan,
ragam budaya bergenggaman tangan,
penuh pesona raih kejayaan.
Lampung, the treasure of Sumatera, pesona indah harus selalu dijaga. Lampung, the treasure of Sumatera, bersama kita pariwisata berjaya. Lampung, the treasure of Sumatera, pesona indah harus selalu dijaga. Lampung, the treasure of Sumatera, berjaya untuk Indonesia. Indonesia, untuk Indonesia. Sumatera, Lampung, the treasure of Sumatera.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rahmalia, your moderator. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
We are delighted to welcome you to the conference that jointly conducted by L2 Dikti and IBR Dharma Jaya. Last year, we held this event under COVID pandemic fear. Thanks to Allah, now the situation has changed. The numbers in every corner of the world are declining, and now we are entering new normal life. Ladies and gentlemen, blockchain technology has the potential to make government operation more efficient. It can improve the delivery of public services and establish greater trust. Today, we will discuss how blockchain and digital assets shaping the future of our governance, with 4 experts from Malaysia, Taiwan, Vietnam, and Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to give big applause to our keynote speakers. Okay, in today's conference, all the speakers will share their ideas for about 20 minutes each. And then after the fourth speaker finishes his speech, then I will open Q&A until 11:40. And then we will have photo group at about 11:45. Ladies and gentlemen, you can write your question on Slido platform. We will give you the link after the first speaker finishes her speech. And then for the entire speakers, I will remind you how much time left do you have after 50 minutes you speak. Our first speaker is from Malaysia, Associate Professor Dr. Maslin Masrom. Hello, good morning.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning, dear moderator.
Good morning. So, Dr. Maslin, I have what we call it pantun for you. Jalan-jalan ke Malaysia, sila mampir ke Johor Baru. Hari ini kami gembira karena mendapat kawan baru.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, I will read your biography first. So, Maslin binti Masrom is working at Razak Faculty of Technology and Informatics, University Technology Malaysia. She is a researcher and lecturer of University Technology Malaysia. She received her doctoral degree or PhD in University Putra Malaysia. She received several awards and honors in the field of research from University Technology Malaysia and another academic. She has published more than 30 articles in journals and proceedings with Scopus H Index. In addition, she has also successfully completed 7 of her book chapters. Furthermore, she always actively conducts her scientific project from 2011 until today. She also holds professional membership at Advanced Analytic and SPSS Users Association of Kuala Lumpur and Selangor, Qualitative Research Method Society, International Association for Computer Information System, and Graduate Technologies. Dr. Maslin Masrom will talk about Internet of Things and what is the potential application for the higher education sector. This is very interesting theme because everything is connected digitally and physically right now. So Ibu, you have about 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes because we start our conference earlier. So right now, the screen is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Madam Moderator. Allow me to share the screen. Okay. Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, you can see your screen.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay. Again, I would like to thank the conference organizer, Institute of Informatics and Business Dharma Jaya, Lampung, Indonesia, for inviting me to deliver this speech. Okay. So the title of my speech is Internet of Things or IoT and its potential application for the higher education sector. Just now, we heard about the concept of blockchain. Yeah, the word blockchain being reiterated by the moderator, also by our rector. Yeah, so blockchain actually is a manifestation of the IoT that makes machine-to-machine transaction possible. So my speech will be focused on this IoT and higher education sector. Okay, so this the scope of my speech. There are 5 points here. Number 1 is some comments on the present state of IoT. Number 2, features and advantages of IoT. And then some of the current applications of IoT in higher education. The benefits and challenges of using IoT technology for higher education. And then the last one, a few good IoT research areas related to higher education for information systems discipline. Let's me using the slideshow, right? Did I use this right? Okay. Okay, let's look together what is the IoT. Okay, so IoT, can you hear? Is the term IoT has been coined by Kevin Ashton in 1999. Can you hear?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Stated that today computers and therefore internet are nearly wholly dependent on humans for information. Okay, and the problem, according to Kevin Ashton, is people. Yeah, people like us have limited time and accuracy, all of which means that they are not very good, yeah, at capturing data. Yeah, we are very good, but not very good. Yeah, very good about things in the real world. It is the limitations of human interaction that highlights the great potential benefits of IoT as an enabling technology. Okay, so there are many definitions given to IoT. So this one actually I'm extracted from the IS researchers, right? Abayomi and his colleagues, right? Define IoT is a system of interconnections between digital technologies and physical objects, yeah, that enable such objects. Yeah, actually the object is traditionally mundane, to exhibit computing properties and interact with one another with or without human intervention. Yeah. So let's look at the brief definition. What is digital technology? Actually, when we come across with this word, here it represents the software, the sensor, electronics, actuators, digital identifier, network connectivity, and others. Meanwhile, the physical objects actually represent the traditional things, yeah, in IoT, which could be any man-made or living objects with the potential to exhibit some digital capabilities, such as sensing, data capturing, and or communication. Yeah, this is a very simple picture about the technologies, yeah, the technologies. So here, what IoT did capture the accelerated interconnection between the electronic domain and the physical domain. And this IoT nowadays touch every type of human endeavor or effort, including education. Why I am highlighting education here? Because it is the focus of my speech. Okay, healthcare, manufacturing, agriculture, transportation, retail, energy, government, and many other sectors. Yeah, and the range of societal, technological, and business opportunities and challenge that can be addressed with IoT is broad. Yeah. Okay. So this IoT equipped with ubiquitous computing means anywhere, yeah, anytime, right? A network of interconnected and internet-enabled objects. So here I'm just give the illustration of the smart campus where we can see, right, this cycle full of the application and then the related technologies. And regarding to this, the building blocks of IT generally is the microcontroller, the sensors, actuators, and microelectronic mechanical systems. Okay, let's begin our first point, present state of IoT. Currently, we cannot deny IoT is a process of transforming numerous areas of our life, everyday life, right? And the application of IoT in education now are many, right? And the implication of this radical change also are tremendous. So again, currently, the present state, the rise of mobile technology, where we can see the faculty, the staff, the students now having this mobile IoT device. Of course, for students, by having this device, right, they can automate their tasks, For example, note taking, schedule checking, and research. We can see it clearly during our pandemic, COVID-19, where we need to use the online platform indirectly. We use all these devices. Okay, the second point is IoT and higher education. Okay, of course, nowadays students are increasingly moving away from books, right? So now toward tablets, laptop, phone, and our traditional book is somewhat like not really, functional, right? And students now can learn at their own pace, and either at home or in the classroom. So actually the educational experience is, I could say, almost similar, right? And then the search in connected technology provide convenience for students, and this make the teaching and learning process more efficient for lecturers and professors due to this connected technology. IoT has helped in elevating, lifting the dynamics and scope of learning and teaching. So I quoted from this analytic steps where we can see the 8 application of IoT in education, where I put under this scope features and advantage of IoT. Like step number 1, evolving methodology, right? So here the incorporation of digital and internet-based smart devices for students and lecturers. The incorporation changed how the traditional education system have always operated. Normally we go to our classroom to give lecture using the board, right? But nowadays, you can see we have these e-books, right? E-books which can be downloaded and are available with zooming, saving features, and now the librarian also somewhat like promoting using the e-books, right? And also we have voice command system for lecturers, speech to text based note taking, and also the smartphones with educational application. And number 2, automated attendance recording. Yes, we have this IoT in recording attendance and calculating for various purposes. The data, the data that we collected, actually we can have the track record and we can do more, right? Not only for the attendance and also calculating other tasks. Number 3, safety in premises. Yes, by having these IoT-based sensors, right? In case if anything happens, for example, fire, short circuit, right? So these sensors can activate alarms, with exact area of the problem. So IoT can assist in solving issues, right? Get monitored on the camera, taken care of due to a network system, right? So the camera recording and can display at various scenes in the premises. Number 4, distant learning, right? So nowadays we have these live classes, pre-recorded classes, right? Online timer-based assessment question. All these help in creating a comprehensive approach for distance learners, right? So we can have students, or we can have colleagues or cooperators from other countries, by having these features. And number 5, enhance interaction and productivity. Okay, so here we can see from the use of the smartphone-based virtual application that make the students more interactive, right? We can, we can use the online platform. At the same time, we can use the smartphone. At the same time, we can use other device, and this makes students productive as well as enhance their abilities. And then the 6 features of the AIT is augmented reality or CUBE system, right? This actually we can see from the medical students, right? So enhanced version of the real world, right? Even though we cannot go to the moon, we can have experience with the moon, for example, right? So this make the experience, student experience more, right? More robust. Number 7, special education, right? So with the incorporation of IoT tools and smart device, now students with disabilities can have advantage by using these IoT tools and technology, right? So of course, the curriculum need to be modified, and the classroom environment also being made sound and light sensitive to cater to the special needs of this type of students. Okay, this example, right? Example of this man, right? Using the sensor-based appliance, facilitate this guy or this man to do things, right? And the last one is the 8 close monitoring features, right? The sensors of IoT education collect data automatically, actually suggest academic topic of interest to the students for further learning process. And we can monitor activities and time spent by student on a particular topic, right? This we can experience while we are using this e-learning, electronic learning. So these are among the IoT tools and technologies for teaching in the classroom. Yeah, we can see many here, among others like MOOC, massive open online courses, right? These are among the tools for teaching in the classroom. I think I don't have to spell out due to the time constraint. This is the illustration of the diagrammatic overview of the iCampus concept, right? And this is the system architecture of smart digital campus. And this example smart campus initiative in Malaysia. So I give you the example from UTM, right? UTM smart campus, right? Here we have this 4 layers of execution: digital infrastructure, digital infrastructure, digital services, and digital policies, right? So this example, UTM attendance system, I cited this from our researchers, right? Doing this kind of application for UTM. Okay, 3 minutes. This also another smart campus initiative in other university in Malaysia, like University Tun Hussein on Malaysia. We have the smart learning, University Malaya, University Malaysia Pahang, Uni10, UPM, and also Green Campus. Yeah, Green Campus is also one of the component in smart campus. Again, UTHM, UM, UMP, UPM, and Uni10. And also we have this another component, smart management, and smart healthcare, right? These are the among examples that have been implemented in Malaysian higher education. We also have the smart governance, and also the smart community initiative. Okay, benefits and challenges of using IoT technology for higher education. Here I just highlight the main point. Of course, IoT has made revolutionary change, and universities are equipping themselves with IoT to provide easy, safe, and fast education to people, and then provide an interactive learning experience. This is the main benefit that we can see from the IoT. Actually, many, but I'm writing this one. And about the challenges, right? What are the difficulty for the development in Malaysia? The integration of diverse network technologies, right? We are, of course, the IoT, Internet of Things, right? So somewhere else we have to involve with many devices. This is the challenges, okay? And also networking aspects to enable optimal data transfer. This is another challenges. And of course, for future internet architecture, IoT relies on connection and dependability to communicate. Okay, here I list down the IoT research areas related to higher education for information system disciplines. Yeah, actually, I get this idea from Bayer 2022, from the Association of these Information Systems, where there are 4 domains. Yeah. This area that we can embark. First, organization. These are the potential research. I think I don't have time to spell out one by one, but we can see here kind of research potential about the build effective organizational strategies. Yeah, and then explore how organizations should position themselves, right, to accrue or to benefit gain and avoid disruptive pain of IoT innovation. Yeah, and then about this, understand the requirement, the model implication of business, right, in an interconnected world, and then about the skill capabilities required to compete in IoT era. Many and then about the complexity, misconception of IoT, and then about this, how can IS theories be adapted to capture the multi-level composite affordance and heterogeneous nature of IoT. Then what are the roles and responsibility of IT department in the IoT era? Next, the domain technology. As IS researchers, we can study this, the fundamental design principle development, practice functional capabilities for IoT innovation, standardization of IoT devices and mechanisms, and how can we deal with the system integration? Yeah. I heard some moderators say something just now.
No, Ibu.
Okay.
It's okay. You can continue your speech.
Okay. And then about the heterogeneity, composite affordance, yeah, and behavioral semantics, yeah, of IoT. This another research, right? Complexity challenges, integration of data from IoT-focused system, IoT deployment, and then many others, right? And for domain individual, of course, study implication of various lifestyle changes resulting from IoT, and then potential for non-work IoT, and then about the IoT adoption and use context, not only for education, also for healthcare and other sectors. And then study design features of individual focused IoT, and then the theoretical consideration, right, for individual reaction to IoT, actively record, monitor, share very private information, right? And then about the unlawful processing, traceability, profiling person, design, data protection, friendly IoT, and then how existing IS knowledge, right, concept generalized to IoT. And then the last domain is about society. Of course, we can do research about the theoretical underpinning for unpacking, the complex stakeholder ecosystem that are characteristic of the IoT business landscape, and then the opportunity IoT-based system create in governmental and not-for-profit context, and then about the policy regulations, about the governance, legal oversight, and then about educational policies, right, for a workforce of the future where IoT is pervasive, and then also about how can cross-disciplinary research, right? Normally, not only the information technology or the core computer science, the IS, and also the social science researchers, we leverage to handle emerging ethical and moral dilemma of incorporating IoT in society. Yeah, these are the among, I think, many others. Okay, this is my conclusion takeaway. IoT enhances the quality of education across the globe by making it easy to understand and available to all, right? And then number two, I could say IoT-enabled devices to come with features of extended education at convenient, easy to use, and safe platforms for the lecturers and students and faculties. And the last one, IoT has the potential to be an important education driver for students around the world. And again, the blockchain and IoT actually, they are like, linking together, and they have relation to make the process, the operation work well. Okay, with that, I end my speech. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ibu. This is very important research, and you give us a very good foundation about IoT in higher education. So, ladies and gentlemen, when Ibu delivered her speech, I remember at the time we have pandemic about 2 years ago. We suddenly moved our office, our classes to our smartphone or laptop. It was, I think, difficult times, not for certain people, but I think for all people, not only in education field, but also in every field, because we got a big impact with pandemic. Okay, so Ibu, this is very interesting because you also mentioned about moral This is something that I think dilemma for everyone. But maybe later during discussion, you can give us more about this kind of issue. Because I also read one of your paper, you mentioned about that as well. Okay, thank you so much, Ibu. Ladies and gentlemen, please give our first speaker, give applause. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today the cloud is not only protect you from the heat, but also give you a giant warehouse. This is what our speaker will talk about. He will talk about the impact of cloud computing platform for computing and information technology education. What is the impact? Good or bad? But before that, let me introduce him first. Okay. So Meng Huang Li is currently working at the Department of Information Technology and Management, Xichen University, Taiwan. He is currently the Dean of College of Management in Xichen University. He received his doctoral degree in the field of computer science and information engineering from National Taiwan University. He achieved his professor degree in the field of information technology in 2014. He has published more than 20 articles in international reputed journals. Besides, he has also published more than 25 articles in international reputed proceedings. In addition, he also received an AWS Academic Accredited Educator in 2017. Ni hao ma, Professor Lee.
Yes.
It is nice meeting you.
How are you?
How are you today?
Okay, good.
Is the weather nice there right now?
Yeah, okay.
Because I remember the last time I visited Taiwan, there was a giant typhoon there.
Typhoon, okay. That's
Okay.
terrible.
Yes. Okay, so you will talk about the cloud platform.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and I also noticed that you have recently received an award from AWS Academic Educator.
Yeah.
This is very excellent achievement.
Thank you.
For that.
Thank you.
Okay, you have about 25 minutes to deliver your speech.
Okay.
Now screen is yours.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your introduction. I will share my screen, okay?
Now wait, still loading. No,
Can you see
not yet.
my
Okay.
screen?
Yes,
Okay.
I can see your screen now.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Professor Meng Huang Li from Taiwan.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your introduction.
You're
Good
welcome.
morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Meng Huang Li from Xichen University, Taipei, Taiwan. It's my honor to give a speech here. The title of my presentation is Computing and Information Technology Education on Cloud Computing. This speech is based on the successful practice in Xichen University. Maybe that will be useful for you. There are two issues I'd like to address. The first one is the overview of cloud computing platforms. As for the second issue, I'd like to talk about the benefits of cloud computing platform for computing and information technology education. We all well know that there are three leading cloud computing platforms. They are Amazon Web Service, AWS for short, Google Cloud Platform, Google GCP for short, and Microsoft Cloud Platform, Azure. They all provide public cloud computing for the users worldwide. This slide is from the Gartner survey for cloud infrastructure and platform services. You can see here Amazon Web Service, AWS here, Microsoft Azure here, Google GCP here. These three are the three leading cloud platforms. The others are Alibaba Cloud, Oracle, IBM, and the Tencent Cloud. Maybe you know that Alibaba Cloud or Tencent Cloud, or they all are from China. So this is the main leading cloud platform in the world. Currently, AWS, Amazon Web Service, provide its services in the 26 regions worldwide, and 8 regions will be coming soon. These regions cover the major countries and the major economies in the world. You can see there are 2 AWS regions in the Southeast Asia. They are in Singapore and Jakarta. Okay. This slide shows the GCP, Google GCP global regions, same as AWS. Google GCP global regions cover the major countries and the major economies in the world. Also, same as AWS, there are 2 GCP regions in the Southeast Asia. They also in Singapore and Jakarta. Then someone may ask a question: what is the major advantage of cloud computing? Why we need cloud computing in the future? My answer for this question is the information infrastructure is changing from the on-premise infrastructure to cloud computing infrastructure. The left-hand side of the on the slide is our traditional infrastructure for a data center. We need to pay money to buy the servers, the storage, and the routers. We also need a space to install the hardware facilities. Yes, we also need to provide the power and hire someone to maintain this data center. But if our infrastructure is based on cloud platforms, our solution will be the right-hand side of the slide. You can see the cloud platform provides services that are mapping to the traditional infrastructure one by one. Because pay-as-you-go policy, we don't need to prepare a lot of money in advance to pay and to buy hardware facilities. Also, we don't need a space for the data center and no need the people to maintain the facilities of data center. Yes, this evolution on information infrastructure will make a big impact on the education of computing in college. Compare with other majors in college, computing and the information majors need more budgets to provide a good infrastructure for students to study. As we all know that software license is very expensive in recent years. Also, the computers in the computer room are always shut down in the midnight or in the holidays or in the summer or winter vacations. But we need to pay the money to acquire these computers, and they will be outdated or no use 5 years later. It's not fully utilized. Also, we must have space to install these computers, providing power, air conditioning, etc. And we must hire someone to maintain these facilities. So if we don't have enough budget, we can provide a good infrastructure for our students to learn or study. As we all know that digital industry is a fast evolution industry. Due to the budget constraint, we can provide an infrastructure to keep with the industry. It will make a gap between our students learn in college and the real use in industry. Maybe the cloud platform can provide a good solution to deal with these two issues. In the following, I will propose 4 computing education cases to discuss why we can benefit from cloud computing platform. Notice that although we use AWS as our target platform for discussion, it will also apply to other cloud computing platforms. There are 3 benefits of cloud computing platform for our computing education. The first benefit is reducing cost. As we all know that software licenses are very expensive nowadays. For example, Oracle or data warehouse are very expensive. But the pay-as-you-go policy of cloud computing provides us the chance to use this expensive software. The second benefit is easy acquisition and maintain. The application of machine learning and the big data need a huge of computing. It means that you must need a lot of server configurations and the maintenance for Hadoop or Jupyter. The cloud computing provides you the easy way of server acquisition and maintenance. The third benefit is it provides the global infrastructure or data center infrastructure. In the following, I will propose 4 computing education cases to discuss why we can benefit from cloud computing platform. What is pay-as-you-go? Pay-as-you-go means you pay only for the individual services you need for as long as you use them. And without requiring long-term contracts or complex licensing. It's very similar to how you pay for utilities like water or electricity. You only pay for the service you consume, and once you stop using them, there are no additional costs or termination fees. Data science is very important for information technology. We know that Oracle is the best practice in industry. And the data warehouse is the data repository for data analytics and data visualization. Currently, it's impossible for us to use Oracle. It's also impossible for us to use data warehouse. But if we use the cloud platform, we can use Oracle or data warehouse for the lab for our students. You can see here the cost of AWS RDS is 0.038 US dollars per hour. If your instance spec is D2.T3 and .micro. And here you can see the cost for AWS Redshift. The cost is 0.25 US dollars per hour if your instance spec is T2.large. AWS Redshift is the data warehouse solution provided by AWS. So it's possible for us to practice a lab on Oracle or data warehouse with a limited budget. As we all well know that machine learning is a hard issue nowadays. The popular platform for the computing of machine learning is on Jupyter notebook with Python programming. On traditional infrastructure, we need to have dedicated machines and need a lot of time to configure these machines. But in AWS, the SageMaker provides the service of Jupyter Notebook. We can set up a Jupyter Notebook in 2 or 3 minutes and can release the service when you complete your job. That means you don't need to pay to maintain or own a lot of dedicated machines when you are not at work. The usage model and the computing model also apply to big data computing. We all know that Hadoop provide the parallel computing that enhance the speed of computing-oriented job. In AWS, EMR provides the service of Hadoop. We can set up a Hadoop cluster in 2 or 3 minutes and can release the service when you complete your job. That means you don't need to pay or to maintain or own a lot of dedicated machines when you are not at work. It also applies pay-as-you-go policy. You will also reduce your cost. We know that web technology is very important nowadays. We need to build up a web site for serving the customer worldwide. One question may be raised: how can I have the infrastructure such that my website can provide the service for customer worldwide? If we want to provide the web service worldwide, we need CDN. CDN is a content delivery network for short. But in college, it's impossible to pick up a CDN infrastructure. Therefore, we build our website only in our desktop or in our college data center. But every cloud computing platform provides such CDN infrastructure. For example, AWS CloudFront provides CDN service. Your website can be distributed worldwide in 3 or 4 minutes. And the cost is based on the storage and the streaming of your website. That means you will pay less and will not need to maintain the CDN. The circle in orange are the regions of AWS. We talked about regions earlier. Currently, there are 26 AWS regions worldwide, and there are 2 regions in Southeast Asia. They are in Singapore and Jakarta. The circle in blue are the edge, EDGE of AWS. You mentioned the edge are the cache or replica for your website contents. Edge are distributed worldwide and are the base of content delivery network. Currently, AWS have more than 300 edges around the world. You can see there are several edges in Southeast Asia. Even in Taiwan, we have 2 edges. My final case for discussion is the practice of data center. We know that networking is the key subject of computer science. With the advance of IoT, web application, mobile technology, network security, we can say that networking is the top 1 important subject in computer science. On the course roadmap of most computing science major, there are at least 2 courses related to networking. One is networking in basis. The other one is the advanced networking. For the course of advanced networking, the practice of CDN and the data center are the 2 key subjects. We talked about CDN earlier. Now we will talk about the practice of data center. The big challenge of practice of CDN and the data center is on the provision of infrastructure. We can say that's impossible to provide a real infrastructure as the one in the industry. Same as AWS CloudFront for CDN service, AWS VPC provides the same data center infrastructure for use as in the industry. The full name for VPC is Virtual Private Cloud. You may think that you will have a data center in the cloud. By building up your VPC, you can learn a lot of technologies about networking. Most importantly, you don't pay for the facilities in the VPC. The cost will be charged for your service and the amount of data transfer. Let's look at the full configuration of a VPC, or we can say a data center. You can see there are routers, internet gateway, and the subnet. By building up the VPC, you must know how to match subnet by CRDR. And you must also know how to make the route table to guide the router to route the data to the destination. You must also know the usage of internet gateway, NAT gateway. So if you can pick up your VPC, you can practice the real technologies of a data center. Most importantly, the VPC you built is not a simulator. It's the real infrastructure, same as industry. Also notice here, the facilities like internet gateway, internet gateway, router, and the subnet are free. The cost will be charged only on the servers like NAT gateway and the amount of data transfer. Also same as our earlier discussion. We don't need to have the space for the data center or the power for the facilities or the people to maintain. Okay, we are so happy that our university was chosen by AWS in 2020 as a case study of using AWS for computing education. You may refer to AWS official website. You may ask a question, why not Google GCP or Microsoft Azure? My answer is the concepts or services are very similar for all cloud computing platforms. Actually, the three leading cloud computing platforms, AWS, GCP, or Azure, are used in our college. But AWS is the mainstream. We have about 12 teachers and more than 40 courses on AWS, and more than 1,000 students have AWS account for their practice and learning. Okay, my topic may be narrow and specific, but it's very important for the computing education in college. Yes, cloud computing is changing not only in the industry infrastructure, but also the college infrastructure. It reduces not only the gap between the industry need and the college education, but also the cost of learning technology. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Professor Lee. So we quite understand that right now with the IoT industrial, we produce more and more data every day. So now we deal with big data. So I think it's a good idea to use cloud platform rather than we need to build our own storage, because perhaps it costs us more rather than we use a third party to keep our data safe.
Yeah.
I think we can say right now, data is a new diamond.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's right.
Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give big applause to Professor Lee.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. Let me introduce you to our third speaker, Dr. Su. Dr. Su, how are you? Are you with us right now?
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you so much. It is nice to hearing your voice.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Okay, you're welcome. So I will read a very brief introduction about our third speaker. So Dr. Lee Huan Su is currently working at Faculty of Information System, University of Economic and Law in Vietnam. He is the Dean of Faculty of Information System. He received his doctoral degree in the field of Management Information System from Pukyong National University, South Korea. Okay. He has specialized areas of his expertise and research in Management Information System, digital transformation, and artificial intelligence, as well as business analysis, big data, digital technology-based products, and human-computer interaction and its behavior. He has completed a research project in successful and very good results. Congratulations for that, Dr. Su.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. He published scientific book related to computer and business fields. Maybe someday our lecturers in IBI Dharma Jaya and your colleagues also, we can produce joint book chapter together. Is it possible?
Yes, it's very possible.
Okay.
Yes. Currently, in our university, we also have we have a chapter of information system, a chapter of US information system, I mean AIS network, and we have annually Springer publication with AIS information system frontier. So I hope to have the collaboration with you on to have collaborate research application. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. I see here there is a head of information system, head of informatic engineering, and also another head of study program in IB Dharma Jaya. So I think this is very good opportunity to join two universities and produce a very good book. Thank you so much. We are looking forward to having this collaboration. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and let me continue first. And also, he already produced 13 international reputed proceedings. Okay, Dr. Su will talk about artificial intelligence application in information system of manufacturers, particularly in export and import of goods. Okay, so Dr. Su, you have roughly about 20 to 35 minutes to deliver your ideas.
Yes, thank you very much.
Screen is yours right now. You're welcome.
Can you see my slides, my PowerPoint?
Not yet, Dr. Su.
Yeah. Can you see it?
Not.
Okay, let me check again. Sorry.
Okay, so this is the contents page.
Can you see it? Yeah, content page. Yes.
Okay. Okay, now this is the title page.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, okay, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to say, sorry. Okay. First of all, I would like to say thank you very much for Institute of Informatics and Business Dharma Jaya invite me to join the conference. I joined the conference from the beginning, and I was very interested with the topics in IoTs and in the cloud. And now I really want to talk some things about AI application. In fact, this is a case study, not academic deliveries, but I hope we can share the idea so we can have some application in the future or collaboration together. I'm from Faculty of Information System. In our faculty, we teach students in major of management information system, business analytics and artificial intelligence and e-commerce. Our students are expected to learn multidiscipline, including business and technology, and how they can deploy or implement technology solution in business, especially for industry. In this section, I would share the case study that our faculty have worked for some company in Ho Chi Minh City. In fact, AI is not new concept, a new discipline, but AI in real application, especially for commercialize in enterprise, is still not popular in Vietnam. But for some case, when the corporate, the companies, they have an issue that they think computer can help to solve that, they come to university to ask for solution. And this is the case we receive the offer to solve the problem, and we try to make it and successfully deliver to them. My delivery content including MIS summary about histories and AI technology, especially computer vision, where we use in our project I've done in 2021. As a management information system is a very typical and long time discipline. At the beginning, MIS system in short term is used to help other people, help other people to process transaction system, including input something, view something, edit something, store something, or share information. And due to development of computer science, computer technology, the function, the benefits of MIS is developed. And maybe in 1990 until before 2000, management system have a full capacity to process in the university, in a company, especially for an ERP system, where they incorporate with several models, including manufacturing or stock or purchasing or human resource or even supply chain management or even with customer relationship management, and at a total solution, including on the e-business, I mean, digitalize on the process and information flow in the company. However, from the 21st century, especially 2010 and up to now and in the future, people say that artificial intelligence will contribute a very important factor in MIS, especially to have MIS will not focus on transaction, but also integrate, also work with external data, and will help other people, I mean, corporate or manager, to make decisions faster, more accurate, and can generate new idea and new creativities. So currently in Vietnam and maybe in other countries, especially for manufacturer, they have a lot of challenge when they deal with their daily work. Even though they have a very modern MIS or ERP system, such as SAP, Oracle, or Microsoft Dynamics ERP system, but most system help them to increase their effectiveness, and efficiencies in transaction internal company. But they need the data, they need the activity with connected with outside, out of the system, out of the back office, but on the frontier from the external. For example, our client is a very big steel company. They have a more than 1,000 employees, and they produce a million tons of steel and iron, rolled iron, and export to Southeast Asia. They have problem in manage their guests, their client, their partner, intern, and exit in their company. They have a department to write down who come in at what time and who leave in, but they cannot manage them. And sometimes have an accident in the company, including stealing and struggling and violent in the company, because their company have a more than 20 hectares in very big area. Basically, they import a lot of material, and they export a lot of products. Every day, the car, trucks, and container go in and go out more than 100 pieces. I mean, hundreds of vehicle pipe up the gas. So it's very complicated and a lot of transaction and data. But how to make it automatically? Especially during the COVID-19, the problem of entrance and how to protect employees and visitors by checking their temperature and who they are, where they come from, who they talk with, etc. They need to trace in that, and they need a solution. Eventually, they also have HR management system. It is a sub-model in ERP system, but they need to input the attendance data, attendance sheet, time sheet data into it manually. So how to make it automatically, generate the data and calculate the total time in a week or a month, and to help them to produce payment automatically, that they need a solution. And even in a steel production company, the obeying safety policy is very important. They need to all the worker, all the employee have to obey their policy about safety. But some behavior, some people violate, and they may be an issue in their company. So we propose to you AI solution to help them solve their issues. So what is AI? So AI is related technology that try to simulate and reproduce human thoughts and behavior, including seeing, supervising, thinking, speaking, and somehow we can call feeling and reasoning, answering, for example. So AI is quite wide discipline, including core technology and application field. So for technology, it involved in computer application. In that, they require knowledge, perception, reasoning, understanding, and cognitive abilities. And it concerned with generating and displaying knowledge and facts, and how to help user, manager, or even any human can utilize it and apply it in the real life or in the business industry. So in an MIS system, the core value is to help the manager have information, have a knowledge or wisdom to make decisions. So how AI can help to decision maker use? That's it. They can analyze it you in the transaction processing system and management information system by analyzing the data and applying of general several algorithms to recognize some pattern or to correct some behavior in the past or predict for the future. By that they can predict or make decisions not only the current work but also in the future, and have a solution to recorrect the past issue. But in the case we find that external data and facts should be collected automatically, and it will become integrated into their system to help to make the system more stronger and deliver better decision. And the technology in this case we use is computer vision. So AI technology are broad discipline, including NLP, for example, processing voice, voice to text to voice, or even computer vision and other Redis and enhanced reinforced learning, etc. But computer vision is one of the core technology of AIs because it can help to train computer to interpret, understand the visual world. What we can see, the computer can see, and what we think, we can classify, distinguish it. We can teach computer to do the similar way. So using digital image from cameras or video and machine learning or deep learning technology model, and we can train to help the computer to recognize, to process and react to the environment, similar to a people, a human. So how computer vision do is very simple. I want to share with you. For example, this is a picture. This is our human vision system. We have our eyes, so we can see it. And with the knowledge we have in our brain, we know what it is. And we can distinguish it. We can know it is, and even we can react with it or reflect our reflection. And similar way, any optical, any objects, we can see it in an input. And instead of an eye, we can use a computer or a sensor, a camera that we can capture the image or video of that. And we put it into a device, a computer system, including computer itself or cloud system, as our speaker had talked a few minutes ago, and incorporate with algorithm and computer processing data, we can have the computer learn and know what to do next. That is the discipline principle. So for simple solution, without your computer, the camera to capture it, process it, and alert or put the data and have to the decision maker have more information. This is very simple. For example, input data we see motorbike. So a motorbike, maybe in this case, motorbike will be in some other background with other noise, other picture. So we have the raw input, raw video or image. So we need to process it to narrow down the scope, to classify, to reduce noise, or we try to get the data. And then we will take the feature. It depends on the solution. It depends on the problem we solve. We have to check the feature. And by the algorithm, we will have a system to recognize, distinguish, and we have some figures, some inclusion, some information about the image, have a make decision. So come back to the issue of the company. They every day they have hundreds vehicle coming to bring import products and take export product go out the factory. They needed to use AI solution to automatically capture and distinguish which kind of vehicle coming, and we have to detect the license plate to know who they are and what type they enter, what type they come out, and every day with rush hour, with either rush hour a lot of heavy vehicle coming, and when either loose hour, and they can change the capacity of people who serve or checking this. And so in this case, they also have a scale to measure the heaviest, the weight of the vehicle, to see the input material and output material after deducted the weight of the empty vehicle. And it's a kind of IoT. They automatically measure the weight and input the data in the displays and connect with the air plate. They did it the air plate license plate, and we know exactly what car and when and how weight it is to measure the balance with the stock in the company. The next, they also need do it by processing it automatically. So when the imports would come in, they want to have a total of the total and the quantity taken goods, or the quantity enter, and the number of registration, and total crop and total net, and they need all the information delivery to appropriate person in charge. For example, the staff who monitor the import product, or the staff who monitor export product, and they need check what type the product going on time or late, etc. They need all of this information. And by collecting data from the computer vision application, we have this input to the system. And the security guys at the main gate does double check to see if any abnormal situation, and to show that they don't need to write down, or they don't need to report it manually every time in the days. Due to the real-time data coming and come out, so even the staff who are not at the factory but in the head office or any the agents in other area, they can see if the product is departure or arrival at their factory, and make it easy for them to make decision and deal with the customer. The second issue is attendance and temperature checks and size manner checking. The problem is during to the COVID-19, and they cannot use their fingerprint to check. So they need to check with the face, I mean, touchless solution. So with computer vision, we use a face recognition algorithm to train the face data of the company and the similar people in the data sets, and to make an algorithm and to recognize every step, every guest, every client who come and go out the factory. And also check the temperature to see if they are in discipline with the policy of the company and the government or not. So they need more than those simple one. They need to check if the employee obey the policy of uniform or safe manner. For example, they have more than 20 departments, and each department had different uniform. For example, this is production, this is from the KCS, and this is from the stock, and this is from the driver, and this is from the truck driver, and this is from the security guy, and this is from the office of back office staff. And in the policy, every staff need to wear and use their required uniform, but sometimes they didn't. So they need the solution to automatically check, recognize who they are, and they are using right safety manner or not, and record time by time, day by day, and report weekly, monthly, and they add the result into the HR system to have reaction. For example, for punishment or for education, etc. And even have to check if they wear the helmet, they have a mask, face mask, or they wear the safe, so or they have a handbag into a limited area or not. And we also use computer vision to help us. So how to do that? We collect the data and input it. We label the data and make the project to feature extraction and train the model and apply the model in the real world. So every staff, when they enter to the camera vision area, they will be captured and analyzed to see if they wear a helmet, if they wear a face mask. If not, it will be highlighted red and send an alert. And if they have a uniform or a show, and they will check. And they monitor for employee to see if they are correctly recognized or not. If not, they can try again, and this will aggregate the result to detect again if they feel something wrong. And if they are not, they will be reported to be 1 or 2 issue, violate issue in their record of past days. So by doing that, every day worker come in, they have to check it. They have to check in, check temperature, and by that way, they will check on the uniform and apply for more than 1,000 employees every day in their production in the manufacturer. And everything will be checked, will be recorded. And at the end of the month, they will have a record of one staff. They have on which days and which kind of violate they have, and totally of a month, a week and a month. So they will be recalled for their compliance with the company policy or not. But they are keeping the discipline and policy of the company going well. And every day and every week, the system will analyze the data and send to the line manager to see how many people violate the attendance sheet, how many they violate the uniform or a safety manner, or even the abnormal temperature. And they have a reaction for the next day, make it better. Or even if they have any people come in late or go out early, or they leave without permission, the report, the system will automatically at the end of the day, and at the end of the week, at the end of the month, will send the report to correspondent people, and they have a report for other people from top manager to assess and check it. And recently in our country, we have OTC. OTC, I mean a machine similar to WhatsApp. In our country, we have a Zalo system, and it integrated with the manager and even with staff. So if they found any problem, they will send to the group of people or the corresponding people. So by incorporate AI application into a management system, so MIS system will not be limited by transaction or internal data, but also external data. Add another eyes, another brand, another process to automate, to improve and efficiency of the operation in a company, especially for manufacturing. And we also have another request to improve it, to make it more in the detect the behavior of the worker in the workplace. Because some worker they smoke, some worker they go around or they do some unexpected behavior. So they need to monitoring based on the existing cameras, CCTV camera they have, and we are in progress to do that. And I hope this is one of some case study, some application you can refer to see how AI application can please realize real application in a company, not a theory only, or not a very high technology, but very normal case AI can help to solve the problem of the company. And thank you very much for your listening.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shu. Come on Ban. Is it Jump on Ban? I try to learn one or two words of Vietnamese. Jump on Ban. I just want to say.
Yeah. Thank you. Come on, Ban. Yeah.
Come on, Ban. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, no problem. So it is quite interesting that you show us like the artificial intelligence can give us a one-stop solution for many problems in manufacturers. Not only the data, but also the human resources and the vehicle. So it gives huge impact to the manufacturers. So I think it's a brilliant idea. So maybe we can explore more later in discussion part. Okay, thank you so much for this.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome. So I want to say hello to all the participants right now. Hello, everyone. Hopefully you're still on the track. I see some of participants, not only from IBI Dharma Jaya, but also from other universities. Welcome to Lampung and also IBI Dharma Jaya. I also want to remind you that you can use the Slido link that already provided on Zoom chat if you want to ask some questions to our speakers. And if you wish to talk directly to the speakers, later on you can raise your hand, and then the committee will give you permission to speak during the Q&A session later on. For the attendance links, our committee will share later before we finish our event today. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere, because we still have the fourth speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, for many years, artificial intelligence has been trying to help healthcare professionals provide better services and diagnosis. From brain to skin, Many algorithms have been proposed to provide early warning, prevention, and treatment in many diseases. So our fourth speaker, Dr. Handoyo, will share one of his ideas about C4.5 algorithm on watt therapy. But before we give our screen to Dr. Handoyo,
Okay.
give big applause to Dr. Su first, our third speaker. Okay. So Dr. Handoyo, I will introduce you first.
Okay.
So Dr. Handoyo is currently the head of the Department of Information System in IBI Dharma Jaya. The area of his expertise is information system strategic planning, enterprise architecture planning, algorithm, and data mining. He achieved his doctoral degree in the field of electrical engineering and information technology from Gajah Mada University, Indonesia. He became the scientific article reviewer on International Journal in 2021. He also published his articles in international indexed journals and proceedings and national journals. Not only that, but I can proudly say that not only as scientific and head of study program, but Dr. Handoyo also has becoming friend and teacher for many lecturers in IBI Dharma Jaya. So we are so proud to have you here, Dr. Handoyo. So how are you today, Bapak? Apa kabar?
Ya.
Apa kabar, Bapak?
Hai. Sugeng siang. Good afternoon. Alhamdulillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So Pak Handoyo, you will talk about wart disease. Wart disease, right?
Okay.
So you have about 25 minutes to deliver your ideas. So screen is yours right now.
Okay, thank you,
Please,
Lia.
Pak Han.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
I will do show my presentation.
Belum available, Pak? Ya,
Okay,
masih loading.
I'm sorry, Ria. My presentation is
Not yet.
Running smoothly.
Not yet, Bapak. Still loading?
Not yet.
Not
Oh,
yet.
yeah?
Okay,
Okay,
now
I'm sorry.
it's appear perfectly. You can start your speech, Bapak.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Lia, for introducing me. Hello to all distinguished speakers. I'm happy to meet you all here. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to everyone. About an hour ago, we have talked about blockchain, artificial intelligence, and cloud computer maybe. So now we will discuss something that a bit different. This is about how we analyze the correct method to cure wart disease using C4.5 algorithm. This research was part of my research in University Gajah Mada during my study there and there. Though this disease is not as scary as COVID, but this wart disease can happen in any country. Hopefully, we can have further discussion later. Okay, we can start from introduction. I'm sorry, Lia, my slide is running well.
Yes, running well, Bapak.
Okay.
Yes, running well.
Okay.
This
Ladies
is
and
the
gentlemen.
introduction page.
Okay, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I will start my presentation by introducing the two treatment methods for plantar on common warts, cryotherapy and immunotherapy method with candida antigen. Both methods use a separate data set that produces two different rules. The rules were developed using rule-based fuzzy system. The previous researcher optimized fuzzy variable using state-of-the-art adaptive network-based fuzzy inference system, or ANFIS. Okay, right? These are some of the reason and background of previous research. Among others are required data processing in the health field, and then not much research in the field of health, especially about skin disease wart. This is no technique to determine the most effective treatment method or wart disease. The prior research, previous research was conducted by F. Hozeme. Hozeme conducted a study of patients with wart disease. A study of 180 general wards division at the Gehem Hospital's Dermatology Clinic, Mashhad, Iran, used two methods, cryotherapy and immunotherapy. Robust information-based classification algorithm, rule extraction with a priori algorithm, and variable optimization with adaptive network-based fuzzy inference system, or ANFIS. Okay. Research conducted by F. Hozema has given some result. The number one is produce two model of treatment recommendation, cryo and immunotherapy. Number two, accuracy rate result using immunotherapy method is 83.33%. And three, the result of accuracy using cryotherapy method is 18%. And number four, able to recommend appropriate treatment methods, reduce the time and medical experience. Previous research has been able to recommend appropriate treatment method. This method can reduce the time and cost of treatment. So it takes a method that can reduce the features that are not relevant for classification process. And the issues of the research is a problem for C4.5 is irrelevant features because the decision of the node or features position is based only on the entropy values. Irrelevant features eventually lead to a decrease in accuracy. And then thus, this study is to improve accuracy by combining C4.5 algorithm with feature reduction method. Okay. Propose method. This research propose if C4.5 combined with random forest feature weighting. Feature selection selected features greatly affect the accuracy of the classification. And then reducing irrelevant features, the method for reducing features is random forest feature weighting. And then merging dataset, cryotherapy plus immunotherapy dataset will be merging. Combining the dataset is done to prepare the dataset to be used in the classification process. This process will determine the appropriate treatment method in the treatment of wart disease. And the aim So the purpose of this research is, number one, increases accuracy with feature selection. Number two, produce a method capable of providing an appropriate recommendation for treatment of work treatment. Okay. So our contribution is providing some recommendation on appropriate treatment method is for disease with high accuracy. Provide recommendation on appropriate treatment method is for disease with high accuracy. So this is the table from experience. From the dataset table, it can be seen that the cryotherapy dataset has features that are almost identical to the immunotherapy dataset. We can see all the features in cryotherapy dataset are almost identical in immunotherapy features, except for the inversion feature on the diameter on the immunotherapy dataset. Okay, in this study, feature weighting with RFFW produces consistent features for cryotherapy, immunotherapy, and merged dataset. This can be interpreted that feature weighting by RFFW on the combined dataset is effective. Merging the dataset does not have the effect of reducing the classification performance, so his merger can be used in other studies. Okay. Next method. Why random forest feature weighting? The advantages of random forest or RF include being able to produce lower error, giving good result in classification, able to handle very large amount of training data efficiently, and as an effective method for estimating missing data. Okay, next, this is a block diagram of the Probos method. From this picture, we can explain that the image illustrated the sequence of processes from the Probos research. The process consists of dataset preparation, future weighting classification using C4.5 algorithm, modeling, and testing. In the preparation state, the dataset is divided into two parts, 90% for training and 10% for testing. The division of this dataset use cross-validation techniques. Relevant features contained in training dataset are determined by weighting technique using the random forest future weighting or RFFW method. Okay. The result of determining the relevant features on the training dataset using RFFW method will be continued with the classification process using C4.5 algorithm. This method can transform very large facts into the decision tree that are represented as rules. Okay. Informatics evaluation is how an information perfect a given condition. Okay. Measurement used for the evaluation include accuracy, sensitivity, specificity, area under curve or IUC, F-measure, and informativeness. And power introduce informativeness as a compromise between sensitivity and specificity. Okay, next. From the table, we can explain that the research relevant that performance of C4.5 plus RFFW on dataset cryotherapy. This is cryotherapy, gain excellent classification. For 3 measurements, there are accuracy, specificity, and sensitivity. Okay. Next is classification using C4.5 plus RFFW in dataset immunotherapy. Immunotherapy is superior on sensitivity, IUC, and informativeness measurement. In the other words, performance classification of C4.5 plus RFFW is relatively superior compared to previous research. Okay, next. Almost all measurement using C4.5 plus RFFW attain good classification, while other classification indicated that the measurement of informativeness on prior research received the classification failure. Given this result, accuracy and informativeness value of C4.5 plus RFFW are higher than previous research. Hence, we can say the proposed method, C4.5 plus RFFW excels previous research. Conclusion. The conclude my presentation. Conclusion number 1 is the result of classification of the dataset using C4.5 plus RFFW method 87.22% show at better accuracy improvement than the method used in the previous research, only 81.67%. Likewise, with increased informativeness from 58.50% to 71.24%. And number 3, conclusion number 3 is the proposed method has been able to provide recommendation to doctor to determine a more appropriate method applied in the treatment of patients. Likewise, with increased informativeness from 58.50% to 71.24%. Thus, I can conclude that this classification method has been able to provide recommendation to doctor. Okay. That's all. Thank you for your kind intention, and I am looking forward to having further discussion from all the speaker and audience. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now back
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Bapak. Ladies and gentlemen, please give big applause to Pak Handoyo. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we are in discussion time. You can use again a Slido link that already shared on the Zoom chat. Or if you wish to talk directly to the speakers, you can raise your hand. So now I will open the Slido link. Let's see how many questions already written down there. Give me a second. So we have 10 questions already. So I can say that all the speakers nail this conference because so many questions addressed, and hopefully we can have further collaboration in the futures. Okay, let me see. So we will start from the first questions. This is from Bapak Hari Sabita from IBI Dharma Jaya. So the question is to Dr. Maslin. Ibu, Are you still with us? Hello, Ibu Dr. Maslin.
Yes, I'm still.
Okay. You're still with us, right?
Yes.
So the first question is for you. So what?
Suaranya
hilang.
Okay, Ibu,
Yes.
can you hear my voice?
Yeah,
okay,
yes.
sorry for that missing voice, for that silent. Okay, so the first question from Hari Sabita from IBI Dharma Jaya. So he asked about what infrastructure should we have first if we want to implement IoT in our campus. Okay, Ibu, please.
Okay. So thank you to Pak Harry, Harry Sabita, right? Okay. So infrastructure, should we have first? Cost. When we are dealing with this IoT, Internet of Things, of course, we need this first, I mean, the data center, like I have presented just now, the figure, the system architecture for the smart digital campus, right? I think which slide I cannot remember, but highlighting there the security, the data center, the enterprise network architecture, where this IT service delivery, can you hear me? Platform, need to be ready, because then we can have the control, building control and management, and then the security access control, and then of course the data is not only text, so we need to have the video information systems, and then also more to the monitoring and control, can you hear me? Hello. The system architecture, I mean, the first thing that I mean, we need to give attention. Yeah. Hello, Pak Harry. Can you hear my answer?
Yes, we can hear your answer. So can we conclude that to establish the IoT in our university, it's quite costly? Because we need to build infrastructure, the software, the hardware, and also train the people.
Yeah, that's also among the challenge. But I mean, slowly you need to focus what kind of the application, the IoT that you want to have. Yeah, for example, in our university, we have this IoT based smart classroom system. We start from simple, then slowly. Yes, I cannot deny that the cost, the cost involved, is quite high.
But maybe we can build the infrastructure gradually.
Yes, correct.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. So the second question is addressed to Professor Lee, Meng Huang Lee. So the questions from Bapak Agung Prasetyo. So he asked, is it possible for students to develop such as digital asset as popular now, the NFT, to create a creative environment business? Okay, Dr. Professor Lee?
Okay.
Okay.
My answer is yes. Okay. As we know, cloud platform provide an infrastructure. So in AWS, there is a service about blockchain. So you can easy to pick up a blockchain environment. As I know, our college and our colleague, another teacher, they have students to build a project about Bitcoin. Okay, the Bitcoin is on the on the AWS blockchain environment. So I think cloud platform just provide an environment and it's easy for you. I think it's okay. But I have no experience about NFT or about blockchain. But my colleague have the students. They have a final term project about Bitcoin. And the Bitcoin is on AWS blockchain environment. Okay.
Okay. What do you think about the risk? The risk for the students?
Can you repeat?
Yeah, the risk for the students when they start to deal with the Bitcoin.
Yeah. But the project is developing blockchain applications.
Okay.
Also, Bitcoin is a successful application and the real application. But in Taiwan, we have many research and many application there we want to build such as application. So this application will be on blockchain. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor Lee. So we now move to the next questions to Dr. Shu. Okay. This is the question from Muhammad Ghazali. So there are so many real benefits of AI for human life, but there are still risks and threats to human life too. How to handle that? Dr. Shu? Dr. Shu, are you with us?
Yes, thank you very much.
Yes, the question from Muhammad Ghazali, University UIN Wali, because I cannot see the complete name of university. Okay, Dr. Su?
Yes.
Yeah, so he asked about how we handle the risks and threats.
Yes, I think it's a very good question. AIs have a lot of benefits, and a lot of people take advantage of AIs in their business, in their daily life. But at any technology, it also has an anti-effects. I mean, the risk to human. So problem is when we think we use AI for something, we should think about the side effect of that. So AI is not always correctly 100%. Even we use AI to correct recognition people, we can make it wrong because maybe some percentage ability to be wrong. However, people can avoid the risk of application of AI and web technologies by using it in a way to gain benefit, but even it cannot get the right or the initial purpose. It makes no harm. It is the purpose we choose the application to use. The second, AI, if it belongs to a good people, they will use it for a good purpose. But AI is used for the best people. For example, a hacker, it will be very dangerous for other people. So even we are not the person who applies AI, at least we know and we should take precaution about that. So in order to avoid risk of AI, people need to learn to know AI. That is the best way to avoid from the risk. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so regardless of the threats, but I think the benefits are from far weight, so we can get benefit more rather than the threats.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Lee. So I just want to remind to all the audience to mute the microphone. Okay, if you wish to talk directly to the speaker, please raise your hand first, then we will give you permission to speak. Okay, now the fourth questions is for Pak Handoyo. So one of the participants asked, this is from Anggi. So he asked, but because you deal with the patient data, so how then you collect the data? Is the data available publicly? And can you say, or you cannot say, does the data against individual privacy or not? Okay, Pak Handoyo. Thank you so much. Anggi, thank you for your
Andy,
question.
yes. Okay, thank you, Andy, for your question. Thank you, Leah. Okay. The data was collected from UCI Machine Learning Repository. You can get this results online. It opens to public. And does the data against individual privacy? Yeah, this question.
Yes.
Okay. I think no, because the data do not mention identify of patient. So we don't against privacy, I think. Okay.
So because many research in medical worry about the patient record. So we must make sure that there is no privacy harm in our research. I think many researchers agree about it. It's quite hard to do the research in medical field. Thank you, Pak Han. So now I will go to the second part of the discussion. Again, this is for Dr. Maslin. The question is from Pak Dodi. Pak Dodi is also concerned about IoT in IBI Dharma Jaya, Ibu. So the question is how to integrate between sensors or actuators, server, and end-user mobile application for interface. This is quite technical questions, right? Because it's important sensor actuators. Because Pak Dodi is originally from computer system study program. So that's why the question is very specific in hardware. Okay, Ibu, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, dear moderator, and thank you, Pak Dodi, for the question. Yes, the question seems technical questions, but actually, based on my experience implementing the robotic, actually we need the dedicated software. I'm not sure whether mine is, but it's based on my experience, right? We have sensor, actuator, right? So we need software, right? To make all these component work or integrate together, or to make it to make it work, right? Pak Dodi, sorry if because I'm just imagine, right? Because I'm implementing the robotic before with students, where we have the sensor, actuator, and I'm using the software to make this robot move as what we plan. Actually, we guide that using the dedicated software, right? Just now Pak Dodi mentioned another one is like a server, right? Server, right? There must be the software or the dedicated software that can make all the sensor, the actuator perform. Dodi, Pak Dodi. I hope I answer, but in general, because I didn't mention the software or the system that can make all the component perform, right? Okay.
Okay, Ibu, you just mentioned about robot.
Yes.
What kind of robot you have developed before?
Yeah, it's very small. You know, I'm using the microbit. The microbit. You know the microbit. The small robot microbit. Have you? I think it's very popular, right? For students. Just that, like the introduction class, how the sensor, how the actuator, right? Because you want to introduce the IoT concept, in the class.
Okay, thank you. So before I continue the questions on the Slido, I will ask first to the audience if there are some of you that wish to speak directly to the speakers. Is there anyone that wish to speak directly to the speakers? Maybe you can raise your hand. No? Okay. So again, I will remind you to mute your microphone if you do not wish to speak directly to the speaker. Okay. So now we move to the next questions. This is quite interesting questions for Professor Lee. This is from Pak Hendra Kurniawan. Professor Lee, could you explain data security when we use cloud computing in educational environment? Because some of the data are confidential. So how we make sure the privacy of the data is guaranteed? Okay, Professor Lee?
This question is for me?
Yes, this is for you.
About security?
Yes, data security when we use cloud
security.
computing.
Oh, yes. We have 3 courses to embed AWS security in our course. The first one is about networking. You know that we must have a website. The website we must set up the firewall, security firewall. This is for our networking and for our website. We also apply AWS in our another course. This course is network security. We know that for a website, there is a attack from DDoS. You know, there are DDoS. So we have WAF, WAF. The WAF is provided by AWS. This will protect the attack of DDoS. So we embed the WAF to protect DDoS in our course of network security. And we have another course about security. We know there are 2A in security, authentication and authorization. So AWS, we embed IAM. IAM means identity and authorization management. We embed AWS IAM in our course of security. That's where our students know what is authentication, what is authorization to access resources. So we have 3 courses to embed AWS security solution to our course teaching. Okay, thank you.
And again, I will remind to the participants to mute the microphone, and also I need to ask the committee to check if some of participants the microphone are open. Okay, kindly check it. So because some noise appear. Okay, there is one participant, Devi Elvina Wanda. So, okay, do you wish to talk to the participants? Sorry, to the speakers, right? Okay, you can open your mic right now. Devi, can you open your mic? Operator, can you help Devi to active her mic, or maybe accidentally press the raise hand? Oh, maybe she accidentally pressed the raise hand. Okay, I will move to the next questions. So this is for Dr. Su. Okay, this is from Pak Rio Kurniawan. So the question is, what methods are used in image analysis, timekeeping, and safe manners checking software?
Yes. For classify the sector, I mean uniform check-in. At first, we need to collect the data, and we label the data for the training data sets, and then we use 3 algorithms: CNN, INN, and YOLO. YOLO is one of the popular algorithm to check for classification image, and it is an open solution also. So at the beginning, we try at 3 algorithms, and we compare to the accuracy and the performance. Performance means how long does it take to process? Because if we want to try to increase the accuracy, but it takes so long time for the company to use it. So we need so high performance computer. So we compare and trade off among the technology, and finally we use YOLO version 5 to apply in this model.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Su. Because what I know that Bapak Rio Kurniawan also concerned about image processing. Some of his researchers in this area, I think he's now doing something related to the brain cancer, and also for the vehicle plate.
Yes.
That's the combination of IoT and sort of things.
Yes.
So maybe someday both of you can join your
I want to do
research
that
together.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Su.
Yeah, thank you very
And
much.
then, okay, you're welcome. The next question is for Pak Handoyo. Okay, so that C of 0.45 and random forest feature weighting with the cryptography dataset, I'm sorry for this, can produce high accuracy. How about the Wisconsin breast cancer dataset? It will be, or maybe can we use this dataset? Okay. Hello, Pak Handoyo. Can you hear my voice? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can open the slide, darling. Actually, the question is from Pak Hendra Kurniawan, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, thank you, Pak Hendra Kurniawan. Okay. I'm sorry. In this research, I only processed birth data, so I cannot confirm the answer for breast cancer. I think we should look at the features first. Of course, different diseases will have different features and will have different results. So I cannot be sure of the answer. In order to see the result, we have to, number one, define features. And number two, determine the pattern and then make a test of the data. So for this question, I cannot be sure of the answer.
Okay.
Maybe
So maybe
not
different
the
disease.
same, not same result for the okay, thank you.
Different diseases need different variables and measurement.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Pak Handoyo.
Thank you.
Okay, and again, I will check if there is a participant that wish to speak directly to the speakers. Okay, let me see. Okay, none of you raise your hand. Okay, I will back to the Slido page. So the next question is for Ibu Maslin. This is another question for you, Ibu. Are you still with us?
Yes.
And this is the third question. Okay, so what are the big challenges of IoT for university progress in the future?
Okay, thank you for the question.
This is from Muhammad Ghazali.
Okay, Pak Muhammad Ghazali. So during my presentation, I mentioned about the challenges, integration, right? Integration of the device, the network device, right? Because Internet of Things, IoT, right, is actually a big or a giant network connecting things, people, right? And people. So there are many things, and also the environment, right? Of course, these integration challenges will continue. Then, of course, in terms of cost, the costing, because it will take, I can say a big cost also, because we have to do the integration, and then another one is about the, yes, I mentioned in the potential research about the ethical and moral issue, because the IoT involve a lot of data, or I could say big data, a massive big data. I mean, and then considering about the privacy of the data, the information, the security, so unless the ethics, the code ethics or the policy, the digital policy is there, is somewhat like maybe can minimize all these kind of ethical issues. And also another one is about this the privacy, the security, and the accessibility. Because IoT involve the digital technology and also the physical object. Physical object can be like gate, home, the mundane objects. So it's somewhat like the control access. Who will control the access, in terms of the accessibility, then about the property right, because it involves many things. I think another one again the private use of this data information, because it involves many big data and also the different environment, right? I think that's my answer.
Okay, Ibu. So one question for you. This is the last question. So what is the actual challenge if we want to implement the IoT beside the high cost? Because you mentioned in your presentation about the moral, about the dilemma. So can you please explore more about that? Because I think most of us agree about the dilemma issue, about the moral issue, because everything is now digital. Everyone wants to show their actions
Yes.
Everything they're doing, they want to show it digitally. So what is the dilemma? What is the moral issue?
So, okay, thank you. Yeah, Ibu Lia. So actually, here in UTM, we have this course introduced in 2010. It's about the ICT ethics and society. In this course, actually, it's a university course. We discuss about the dilemma bring by this artificial intelligence, IoT, and so forth. So actually, the dilemma or ethical dilemma happens, nowadays, in fact, not only the society comprising, starting from this kid, primary school, secondary school, until college, universities, right? From my research, actually, privacy, the privacy and the security issues are from my research and the team is the big dilemma, because nowadays, without proper code or ethics code or policy, the society comprising children, teenagers, and then the students, seems not aware, right? Aware of this what you call the misuse of this data information, right? Because again, the awareness about the public domain, some users not aware that we cannot simply access data, or what you call that, access the information without consent, for example, even though there are some policies there, but the awareness, they're ready to use the IoT, but the awareness in using IoT, the implication of using it unethically, and sometimes I think we need to have this called the frequent awareness, not campaign, awareness program to the society about the impact of this IoT in our country and to our people. Because nowadays we cannot hide our technologies, right?
Yes.
Because you see, when this pandemic COVID-19 happened, for example, parents at home, we cannot say, okay, stop using this, but because they have to. But now, in terms of controlling and make them aware the implication, later it will be big, dilemma, because if they didn't have the good guidance, or the good what I could say, the knowledge about the implication, it will give big impact to the society and the country.
Okay. Nowadays, we cannot simply say to our children, do not use mobile phone. You need to rest. They will say, but I need it because my teacher asked me to do something, to do my homework. So we need the control. We need to monitor. So I think that's quite also important to make sure that the IoT is implemented in the right way.
Yes, correct.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Now I will move to Professor Lee. Hello.
Yes.
Are you still here with us?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so this will be the last question for you. So, what do you think the cloud computing in the future, particularly in the do you think the university will use the cloud service, the cloud platform, or they're rather to use their own infrastructure? So what is the future of cloud computing?
So as my talk, we can see that in the future, the the infrastructure we use in university will be changing to cloud computing, because the budget in university or in college is reduced. So many software is expensive. For example, Oracle, even Microsoft. So and the hardware we can provide a real infrastructure like as industry, but cloud can be complete our dream. You know that when we use the cloud platform, it's the platform same as industry. So there is no gap between the college and the industry if we use cloud platform. And the cloud platform also reduce our cost, because we need to pay advance in advance to buy the facility, hardware facility. We must have power. We must have people to maintain. But in cloud, we don't need this budget or money. So in our university, or even in Taiwan, we have many university. They introduce AWS, Google or Azure to pick up the infrastructure for the college, for student practice or lab. Okay. So I think it's a good and good feature, and we can see 3 years, 5 years, we can achieve most of the infrastructure will implement by cloud platform. Okay.
So the future is bright for cloud service.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So
thank you
now,
for the
question. So now going to Dr. Su. Are you still with me right now? Hello, Dr. Su.
Hello, yes, I'm here. I'm ready.
Okay,
yes.
Welcome back.
Yes.
So this is the final question for you.
Yes.
I saw that particularly for the safe manner tracking and also attendance. So what is the challenge if we want to implement that beside the infrastructure? Because we cannot say, okay, infrastructure will be the challenge. Indeed, we need money to build the infrastructure. But what is the another challenge if we want to implement that? Maybe in university? Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Yes, actually, thank you very, very much for raising a very important question when applies AI. In fact, by technology itself, we can do with higher accuracy or better performance. But when we apply AI or any technology into an organization, the perception, the operation, and the keep management is very important. In my case, when I applied this AI solution to the steel company, the more difficulty like that, people try to fight against that because they don't want to be monitored. They don't want to be checked every day. So
yes,
we must educate them, because we should apply technology to deliver the fairness. I mean, some people, they do very well. They keep compliant with the policy. They do all the good, but they cannot be assessed better than others. So we try to make more fairness among the staff. So we tell them for the reason, the benefit of the application. Second, we need the person to monitor, to look at the data and give the action to that. Because even we check, but nobody or the manager don't use the data. So it is useless when nothing happen, no reaction for the employee. In our university, we have the system to check the attendance of staff and faculty. And we also have a system for students to check body temperature. But it's similarly for students, we don't check the time sick, so they don't want to check. But for staff, they can do. So that's reason why the technology itself is not only the critical factor, but the user, the policy from the top manager, and the training to help them get familiar with solution is also very important factor. I want to conclude about that.
Thank you so much. Because technology also creates a fear.
Yes.
A fear of being monitored.
Yes.
Yeah, it's sometimes it triggers uncomfortable feelings among us. Thank you, Dr. Su.
Thank you very much.
Now I'm going to Pak Handoyo. So the question for you, this is the last question indeed. What is the future research from what disease? What can we do next?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Please,
thank you. You can, you can hear my voice.
I can hear your voice perfectly.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Leah. And ladies and gentlemen, from this study, we know that this research can be used by doctor as an early detection of blood disease treatment. The results of this study can provide recommendation to doctors whether treatment with immunotherapy or cryotherapy. This study can provide recommendation for more appropriate treatment. Further research that can be done is that we can continue this research on another disease, maybe with other feature as well. Based on this method, we can create a pattern to provide recommendation for the treatment of other disease according to the type of disease being studied. I think so.
Okay, so so many research opportunities open in the future for what disease and maybe another disease.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Pak Handoyo. Ladies and gentlemen, please give big applause to all the speakers. And I just share the attendance list. Please feel free to fill the list. Okay, if you don't fill in the attendance, you won't get a certificate because the data listed on this Google form will be used for certificate purposes. So make sure you fill the form. Okay, now we move to photo group. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, please turn on your camera because we will have photo group. Okay, let's wait to all the participants, all of friends, to turn on the camera. Okay, please give your best smile. And then I need to check, Pak Ketut, are you ready to guide us?
Yes.
Okay, Pak Ketut. Oh, so many, maybe we can wait 1 minute to another friends, to another participant to turn on the camera.
Okay.
Yeah, because there is more than 100,
Okay.
100 participants.
Okay, thank you. We are start.
Okay.
One.
Okay, wait, Pak Ketut.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your best smile on your face. Okay, let's start.
Okay, thank you. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the next slide. One, 2, 3. Okay, next. Please. Still again. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1 alone. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pak Ketut. It's a very interesting photo group. I think more than 5 pages, right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we will have a break until 1 p.m. Our conference will resume at that time for break room presentation and discussion. So we invite all the participants to rejoin, use the same link to attend the presentation and discussion. So I'm sure so many interesting paper will be delivered at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, we have explored and discussed many areas in the blockchain, IoT, digital assets, and medicine. Everything is for one goal, to make our Earth a better place to live for future generation. Thank you so much for your kind attention. We are looking forward to welcoming you back in the next international conference. We pray for your safety, healthy, and happiness. May Allah bless you. Thank you so much. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you at 1 p.m.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Langkahkan kaki, gapai semua impianmu. Terus berinovasi untuk membangun negeri.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Tabi pun, selamat datang di kampus Dharma Jaya dengan visi menjadi perguruan tinggi pembelajaran unggul berbasis riset dan teknologi informasi. Izinkan kami membantu mewujudkan mimpi dan harapan untuk mencapai masa depan yang lebih baik.
Dharma Jaya, kampus terbaik untuk semua. Dharma Jaya, pilihan untuk anak. Sambutlah masa depan yang cerah bersama kami di Dharma Jaya. Dharma Jaya, kampus terbaik untuk semua. Dharma Jaya, pilihan untuk anak. Sambutlah masa depan yang cerah bersama kami di Dharma Jaya.